Go ahead. Hello everyone on YouTube. Lewis Trans here, aka LM25, aka Lewis Jam. I'm here at Universal Orlando, and I'm going to show you two of the exclusive parks they have here. This is the first one, Universal Studios, which opened in 1980s to 90s. It has very strong transactions since it opened. A lot of the cool rides, a lot of cool stuff going on, including one that's under construction at the moment. But I'm gonna give you a quick walkthrough and show you each ride and hope for the best. Looks like clouds are gathering. No matter. Still have my trusty umbrella with me. I'll just walk around in a big circle and see if we can get through with it. As you can see, Universal Studios has pretty much of a Hollywood-esque type environment, even though it's in Orlando, Florida. But it's really enjoyable. Not to mention a classic in its own rights, which is also the home of Halloween Horror Night, Universal's October monthly theme, where they always have multiple haunted houses and characters to scare you at the moment. Wish I would go there, but yeah, let's be honest, sometimes those rides take forever. Alright, approaching the first ride night now is the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem, based on both Despicable Me's 1 and 2. Mostly a motion simulator, involving Gru turning you into straight up minions. You know, I've got to admit, this ride had many themes that continue to change. First was Hanna-Barbera, then we have Nickelodeon with Jimmy Neutron, and now this. I now should know. I've been on those rides too back when I was young. And you gotta say, it has quite a unique experience. And I've been on it already, so pretty cool. Across the way is Shrek 4D, which is a 3D motion picture, kind of like Muppet Vision, with all the crazy scaring stuff. Now, just to be honest, giving my own 2 cents, I say it's a little, Shrek kind of warmed its welcome. Don't get me wrong, Shrek is a good cartoon, but let's face it, the sequels, they continue to get worse and worse by the second. What are you gonna do anyways? It's that thing that can't be stopped. Alright, getting close. Getting near here. You can see this little beauty here. This is their Hollywood Rip It Rocket Ride, or Rip Hollywood Ride Rocket, or whatever they call it. It's hard to tell with the title. Basically, it's a straight up roller coaster. It brings you up, puts you down in a major loop. It has sick and wicked turns from left to right. It's kind of a fun experience. Been on it myself, and oh my god, the way the ride acted, it's quite nauseating. But it's real fun once you get the hang of it. First time for me, sort of a little extreme on some occasions. Oh, you can see the car coming up right now. It goes up kind of like the roller coasters in Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And once it gets you up, it takes you down. And you can see by this little big loop-de-loop. Yeah, very extreme. Strong recommendation if anyone has a stomach to go on it. Took a picture and everything, so let's just hope that my family keeps it. They also have like a bunch of other cool things. They have restaurants here, like this Monster Cafe we're approaching. Kind of unique. Went to get an order hot dog, but trust me when I say this, try to avoid the mustard packets. It's impossible to open them, no matter how many times you try. Alright, let's just continue on. Over here is another personal favorite of mine, Twister. Of course, it's based around the movie back in, I believe it was 96, 95 maybe? I don't know. Anyways, this is a very extreme show. Shows you a tornado funnel, a lot of things going all over the place, fires, the whole 20 yards. You've got to admit, as old the movie is, this is a classic and a good one. Now, as you can see here, they're prepping. They got their little Mardi Gras festivities for today. Normally it's a nightly atmosphere, judging by the looks of it, and it has quite a unique Louisville or New Orleans feel. You can also see a New York facade right here, and down there is where the Ghostbusters show used to be. Too bad they removed it for a long time. Kind of hoping that they had like a show around. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Entering the New York area right now, where we're going to see the next ride on the Universal to-do list. Right here. Now this is Revenge of the Mummy. A very, very cool ride, if I do say so myself. It's basically in the dark. It launches you up in the air and it pushes you down all over the place. And once you think the ride stops, it keeps going. Trust me, once you get on this ride, you'll be amazed on how well they put it together. Now, I've been here 10 years ago when they did a little soft opening, and the lines were humongous back in the day. But right now, it looks like they have a wait time of 10 minutes. That's a bit of an awkward situation. But really, it's pretty fun, no matter how you put it. Moving on. A nice little tidbit. The Mummy ride used to have been King Kong. You know, that too was a good classic ride before they kind of removed it. But whatever. People want excitement. They got their excitement. Now that over here is the Palace Arcade, which is really cool. But there will be a separate walkthrough for a later time. I'll post up. Gotta admit, the whole New York atmosphere, quite thrilling. Brings you back to good old school New York City. All right. Enough of the New York fatality, New York atmosphere. We're gonna head on down to the San Fran atmosphere. Oh, before I even start with San Francisco, I just want to show you another ride that we're gonna be closing in on, or should I say passing through, because it won't be easy trying to get on this ride. Right here. That is Transformers the Ride in 3D. Based around the trilogy movies, soon to be the fourth movie, Age of Extinction. Now this is straight up something familiar with the Spider-Man ride in Honest Adventure, which I'll show you in the second part. It's a straight up thrilling ride. You wear your 3D glasses. You see many of the Autobots and Decepticon characters from the movies. Believe me, I've been on it. It's been a very crazy experience. You want to go on this ride? You better buckle up, because when Evac rides along, it's like riding it on an actual Transformer. Evac is, of course, a character from the ride, so let's just be brief about that one. Now we're going to enter San Francisco. Don't know if it's actually San Francisco, but well, let's see. Right here they have a show here, great, called the Graveyard Review. Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review, anyways. Surprising the character even still is around. I've watched the Beetlejuice movie and of course the classic animated series back when I was young. Beetlejuice is a kind of character that you can laugh about. But anyways, the show is pretty good. It has the monsters singing ballads of classic rock songs, and who knows, maybe they actually sing a couple of latest hits. I never even gone on that place since then, but Pretty sure they have. They have. Coming along the Fisherman's Wharf of San Francisco, there is another ride I'm gonna show you right just about now. There it is. This ride is called Disaster, which is formerly called Earthquake. It's based on the Disaster movie studio they made up. It's a pretty interesting feat. Thing of the matter is that it's starring you. And let me be honest, this is still Earthquake, the Earthquake ride, because it still has the subway, still has the Earthquake atmosphere, train cars, the floating tank, everything, the whole 20 yards. Don't know why they even renamed this thing to begin with, being that it's still Earthquake no matter what it is. Whatever. It's just straight. It's still enjoyable no matter how much they change the names. I suppose that they want to make it look impressive. Now, coming along the way, you can see the fence hiding behind that big city here. This is actually the extension of the Harry Potter land. It's gonna be called Diagon Alley. It has basically the facade is pretty much London, England. But once you get inside, you see the actual Diagon Alley section. Now, don't know much about rides. I know that it's gonna be the ride with those little in the bank. So I really don't know if it's gonna be an actual roller coaster or a ride simulator. Been checking the YouTube videos, and let's be brutally, it actually looks like the ride simulator, judging by what I was watching at. There's that triple or quadruple level decker bus from the third Harry Potter, Prisoner of yeah. I'm just hoping that maybe before I could leave, they might open this place, because it looks like they're pretty much finished with it, judging by the details. Well, I suppose that they'll put it up one way or the other. Well, let's see what happens. Down there is, of course, their Fear Factor show, which I find kind of strange as to why they even have a Fear Factor show. But at least they need something along the way. Wish I could go through there, but I noticed this bridge along the way, and I might have to cut up time. Excuse me. Now down there, they're setting up for their nightly fireworks spectacular. Their little encore finale, epic finale, whatever they call it. Might have to take a look into that later on, but I don't know. Still feels a little wrong. Oh, down here, that's Men in Black Alien Attack. It's basically a rail shooter, kind of like in video games, but only in real life. Been on this a couple of times. You gotta say it's quite a thrilling experience. It's based around the original movie and maybe the sequel. The third movie, on the other hand, let's just say it's pretty much a cash grab, judging by how they put that movie together. It's kind of stupid, actually. But whatever. I do believe that they had their reasons in making that movie. Gotta fill up the greens, I suppose. Alright, we're now about to enter Springfield. And down there is their main attraction, Krusty Land. Or, to be more precise, the Simpsons ride. You know, let me be brutally honest and say that I have no idea why they want to put Simpsons in a Universal studio, since they are not technically a Universal brand. They pretty much belong to Fox. But judging by the looks of it, I say they're just trying to be very original with their works. It used to have been, like I said, it used to be Back to the Future when Back to the Future was cool. I sort of wish it was Back to the Future still, because let's be honest, Back to the Future was a great ride. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's just, I just wish that they had it going. Now this is another additional ride they put together. This is called the Twirl and Hurl, based around Krang and Kodos. Certainly one of those Dumbo rides. Though I don't know if it's actually kind of a Twirl and Hurl, being that the ride is kind of original. And you can see here we have multiple shops and restaurants. You can actually buy Duff beer here. And they even have that Bartman song. I had it in my iPod. You gotta admit, at least they got the details of Springfield just right. No matter what they do. See Brigham in his police car. But you know, here's an interesting fact. The moment you leave Springfield, you actually see two props straight from Back to the Future. There it is. There's the DeLorean from the first two, and look at that. That's the actual train from the third movie. I've never really watched those movies, but at least you understand the props they have. Alright, coming down. Right there is Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone. No, I'm not much of a kid, so I'm gonna have to pass, but I'll let you know that they have a couple of interesting rides. They have Fibo's Playland from the American Tales 1 and 2, the Woody Woodpecker Nut House roller coaster, and Curious George's play area, and the Barney's Theater. Just to give you a couple of heads up. But down there it is. E.T. the Ride, the original ride of Universal. It's amazing they still have this up after all these years. Though I've got to admit, I'm pretty sure one day they're going to get started on moving that ride and replace it with something else. What, I have no idea. But it's nice to see original works like that along the way. We're going to walk down to the forest and to the Hollywood area. So maybe I have to speak about one more thing. About the Harry Potter and Diagon Alley. I'm pretty sure you all know by now, but that area used to be the Jaws ride, which is another good classic people remember. It was quite a good original until they removed it to replace it with the extension of Harry Potter. I find that kind of weird as to why they want to remove it, but you know, even popular rides like such as those usually get removed no matter where they go. To be honest, E.T. is the only original ride here in Universal that didn't get removed. And I say that's kind of a bit of a shocker. Still, I say it's quite a unique feat. I'm just hoping that if they don't start removing that ride, and even if they do remove it, there's no telling what they're going to replace it with. I don't know what Universal ride they're going to add this time, or maybe it's going to be a ride loosely around another brand of movie theater. But we'll see what happens. I'm in for surprises myself. Okay, we're now approaching the Hollywood area. On the left side is the Universal Orlando Horror Makeup Show. Basically, it shows you how they do their little makeup extravaganza, including the stuff from Halloween Horror Nights. Now, if you're not interested in the show, there's always a gallery of art of masks and whatnot they've added into the whole experience. That also includes two of the icons from Halloween Horror Nights, the Caretaker and Jack the Clown, along with Hellboy and the Golden Army. Oh, looks like we got ourselves a little trailer, and I think we know who it is. I think it's one of those Simpsons go-kart movers right here. It's basically the guy. I think they usually here to take pictures. And look at that, Marilyn Monroe. And I Love Lucy too. Oh my God, that's just quite an interesting feat. Who will want to be going out with those two ladies? Alright, and now we're about to enter Terminator 2 in 3D. It's a close based around the Terminator 2 movie. Now, I watched a little bit of that movie, and of course the fourth installment, but I never watched the rest. I don't know why. It just feels as though it's not much of anything. But still, it's pretty much a 3D spectacular involving around the Terminator. You can look at the rest of the stuff. It's quite impressive. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up the entire tour. Gotta say, pretty impressive. And I even like how they managed to add a few new rides in the mix. As far as favorite rides go, I go with the Rocket roller coaster and Transformers, and of course the Mummy. And they can never get tired of the Mummy. Okay, so we're pretty much done here. Hope you enjoyed the first part of Universal Studios. But let's just see. I don't think it's over quite yet. I got one more park to show you, and that's Islands of Adventure. So one more look. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Just stay tuned for part 2, where I'm going to see you at Islands of Adventure.